Hello, welcome to my makeup table. I have tried to film this video now 12 times on my camera and it keeps throwing up an error and I can't seem to get it to work, so I'm doing this on my phone now, hence the really weird slash bad angle. I don't have like a stand for my phone, so you're on a book. Actually, it's a little bit better because the camera that I have actually has that like airbrush, you know, it like smooths your skin for you. And that's sort of part of the point here of this video is to not have that airbrush effect. So, sorry for the rambling. My point of this video is twofold. It is to address / update on the two most common comments that I get. So on YouTube, my most popular video is actually my OMAD update. That's 1 meal a day. It's about the intermittent fasting, and I repeatedly get comments on that, usually people saying like, you're not doing it right, you suck, you know, you're eating too much, whatever. But that video is old now, and I do have an update since then, so I will update here. And the most common comment and question that I get on Instagram is about my skin, which is weird, I know, because right now you're seeing it without any makeup on. And people comment saying how good my skin looks in pictures and in videos, and they wonder how my skin looks so good, and my answer is always makeup and a camera that smooths it out. Just so that, you know, if you're curious, you can see what kind of makeup I am using, and that might answer the question. So, as you can see, this is me with no makeup. My skin is actually quite bad. I have consistent active acne breakouts. I also have rosacea, and I have very fragile skin because of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and that causes a lot of scarring from the acne and even just over time. So like you could see here between my eyebrows, it's always red. That's just from scarring from old acne. So I always have to cover that up, as well as like above my eyebrows. Yeah, see, I don't know, you can see how it's like pink here. That's actually just like scarring from plucking my eyebrows. That's how sensitive it is. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do my makeup. I'm just gonna show you the products that I use on my skin, because I don't think you care about eyeshadow and mascara and all that. So I'll show you those, but I want to talk about my progress with OMAD. So, start things off. I use a beauty blender. Sometimes I use these little brushes for my foundation. I don't know what's up with these. First few times I used them, I thought it was a miracle, magical. And then recently I used it and I got real close to the mirror and I saw a lot of streaks. So I don't know if it wasn't clean enough, or I put too much product on. I'm not sure. But typically I use a beauty blender. This one looks real dirty, but it has been washed. It's just a little bit stained. I like it to be moist, but I like to actually just moisten it with this toner that I made myself. It's just rose water and cucumber witch hazel and a tiny drop of like cactus pear oil. I don't know, it's supposed to be good for your skin, but I basically just use it to wet my sponge. So then I use the IT Cosmetics foundation. It's called Your Skin But Better Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream. So they call it a CC cream, but it's a thick, full coverage foundation. I like this for many reasons. The biggest one is that it has SPF 50 built in, so I can use it on my face and not have to put on sunscreen first and then foundation, because that tends to make it smear or clog the pores and all that. I also just really like this brand because it is vegan and cruelty free, but it also boasts that it is not just like not harmful for your skin, but it's actually beneficial for your skin, like putting on a lotion. I don't know if that's true, but I do know that I have never had any reaction or, breakouts because of this, and I've even slept in it before. So I used 2 different colors mixed together. I used the fair and the light because I am somewhere between fair and light. And I just use a couple pumps of each and put them right on. So the OMAD, I'm sure you've heard of it by now because I talk about it in pretty much all of my weight update videos. So OMAD stands for 1 meal a day, which is a form of intermittent fasting, which just means that you are fasting for a portion of the day and then you are eating for a portion of the day. So everyone in the world does intermittent fasting, obviously. I don't think there is one person who eats continuously every minute of every day. There's a reason breakfast is called break fast, because you are breaking the fast that you have had overnight while you sleep, because I hope you are not also eating in your sleep. So the difference is that when you're deliberately doing intermittent fasting, you're picking a certain amount of time that you're going to fast, and then you're eating in like a certain time window every day. And that can be, a 12-hour fast and then a 12-hour time window where you can eat. Or you can do it like I do it and you eat just 1 meal a day. So essentially your eating time is like an hour. So I eat the same amount of calories as I would in a full day, but I eat them all in 1 meal or in about an hour. So that's it for the foundation. Obviously, you can still see a lot of the blemishes, and I will address those after. Sometimes, like I guess I'll do it right now, I just take a little bit of the lighter color and just do another layer on top of just where the blemishes are. I do own a bazillion, what do you call these, concealers. I do not have any good luck with them, putting them on before the foundation or after the foundation. They just tend to get really cakey and powdery and look like my skin is falling off of my face. So I tend to not use them. But that is basically the foundation. So I have been doing 1 meal a day, sort of off and on for about a year, maybe a little bit more. Just the eyelash curler. I have been doing it consistently during the week for the past, I'd say, 5 or 6 months. I eat 2 meals a day, sometimes on the weekends. And of course there have been exceptions, you know, where I've had plans or parties or, you know, whatnot, where it made more sense to eat 2 meals a day. I'm totally fine with that. I am not crazy strict about it because I enjoy it, and it's not a punishment. It's not, you know, just like strictly a diet. It just is what feels most natural to me as a way of eating. So it's fine to me when there are exceptions. I do count all my calories. I eat anywhere from 1,100 to 1,500 per day. I think my sweet spot is sort of around 1,200 because that's when I seem to lose the most amount of weight, but also where I naturally get very full. I have struggled to eat more than 12 or 1,300 and keep the food healthy, and I would prefer to keep my intake healthy versus like adding oil or a lot of extra processed foods just to get the calories up, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think I did my average out because I had some high days, some low days, and my average calories were around 1,200 per day for the past 4 or 5 months. I love doing OMAD. It feels really good for my body. I never really feel hungry, and it cuts way, way, way down on cravings and the feeling a need to binge eat. I've even sometimes felt like I wanted to binge eat, like it was like I hadn't done it in so long, which is very different feeling than when you're actually like a compulsion to binge eat. Sorry, I'm probably like sinking lower and lower. Yeah, so that's eyebrows, foundation. So yeah, it just mentally, when dieting, the 1 meal a day helps me tremendously. It really makes me feel like I've just got a grip on everything. And it feels good. I feel lighter and just easier during the day. I don't feel like I'm ever slogged down by like my digestion. It's just everything is so easy. I do find myself getting a little bit tired during a workout, so I did adjust so that on my days that I go to personal training, I eat a small meal right before training to like get me through, and then I eat when I get home. So actually my eating window is still within about an hour and a half, but it gives me the energy to go through the workout. So now I know, as of recently, that I actually have low blood sugar, and unfortunately the cure for that is to make sure that I eat often throughout the day, which I don't want to do because I feel like I finally found this thing that really works for my body. So I'm still adjusting that. I have a glucose monitor now, so I'm just checking. So I'm gonna sort of check where my blood sugar is throughout the day, before and after I eat, and then you know, I'll really adjust from there if it continues to be low or not. So that's fine. I have lost almost 35 pounds. I think I'm at 34 right now. And I can't say like I lost 35 pounds doing OMAD. I did lose 35 pounds while doing OMAD, but I don't know if it was OMAD specifically, or if it was, you know, OMAD plus the calorie restriction, or if it was my new medications, or if it was all of those things combined. I know that looks serious on, I promise. It's not that pink. I mean, it must be, but it looks, yeah, so yes, I have lost about 35 pounds whilst on OMAD. And I do think it does take a lot of the credit, because OMAD is what helps me keep my calories so low. So even if it's the calorie restriction that is helping me lose the weight, it is the one meal a day that helps me calorie restrict. So yes, I do this multiple times because my lashes like to relax themselves throughout the process. So overall, OMAD is my jam. My boyfriend also does a one meal a day, and he has lunch as his one meal, and I have dinner as my one meal. So the major downside is that we don't eat together anymore, except on the weekends, which is why I tend to have 2 meals on the weekend, because we like to have like coffee and breakfast together, and then I like to cook a meal for both of us together, because I'm a good cook and he wants to eat the food I make, and he doesn't get to during the week. So it just makes sense. And I do feel like if it's one of those things where if the weekends are slowing down my weight loss progress, I'm okay with it. You know, it's sort of one of those like happy life sacrifices that if I lose a pound less per month because I'm enjoying the weekends, I can accept that. So once my foundation is all sort of settled in and dried, I go in with, this is also IT Cosmetics. It doesn't say what it actually is. I think I have another one here. Celebration Foundation. And it's just a powder foundation. And I use it as a concealer. So I just use a tiny brush and I just dot it onto the blemishes. It's just about the same color as the foundation, but because it's a powder, it sort of settles down into the foundation instead of like sticking to the blemish itself. It doesn't really last the whole day, but I have one in my purse and I will do touch-ups sometimes throughout the day. And of course, it's not perfect, you know, none of them are perfect, but I feel like you know, it does what I need it to do. Like, you can still see, obviously, that it's like a raised thing, but if I can take the redness out, I feel a little bit better about it. I don't bother trying to cover my under eye. I have very dark under eyes and a little poofy. It doesn't bother me that much. I don't care. I have tried previously to conceal that with all different kinds of concealers like these, and it just always gets cakey, and then I have really gross like chunks and lines, so I don't worry about it. I'm an old lady. I'm allowed to look like an old lady, and that is pretty much everything that I do. And so you can see now why once it's all done and I take a picture, it actually looks a lot better. So it's very nice that people compliment me on my skin when they see it on camera, but now you know, it's all a farce, it's all a lie. My skin is not very nice, but it's fine. I like makeup. I'm not ashamed that I wear a lot of makeup, and it is fun to do, and that's it. So I realized this was rambly and not the best quality. I'm sorry that it was on my phone. But I hope I answered some questions, which is my makeup and also how I'm doing with the intermittent fasting. So I hope you are doing well as well, and I hope to see you soon.